Thank you for your book. It feels a little light here.
Yeah, I just cut out a few pages and changed some things. They were really nothing. 60 or so.
60 pages.
Yeah, 60. To be honest, God, there's just some things that I really didn't want you to see.
I noticed that in the first 5 days in January, they're highlighted. What was going on in January, Faith?
That was a good time, Father. I remember, and I'm sure you do too, it was just an awesome time of praise and worship to you. I mean, the presence of you was strong. I felt like during that fast, it was a time that I was really connecting with you, and I'm sure you felt that too. So, I felt good about that, and I wanted you to see it.
Wonderful. I felt the connection when my people were fasting. And it was not only you, Faith, but there were millions of people throughout the world in that first month of the year that went into a season of fast. And believe you me, when my children fast, it makes me so closer to them. And it was as though you were hearing my heart at that time. I really enjoyed that month. Good job. That was a wonderful time. I really enjoyed that. But as I lead through here, I noticed that you highlighted some things on page 45. That would be in February. What was going on there?
That was another great time in my life. It was when I prayed, I applied, and finally you gave me the job that I was looking for. And I was so grateful. I could barely get out the parking lot without looking kind of crazy, but I was very excited. And I knew that moment you had answered my prayer. So I was just so grateful to you for hearing me and really aligning what you gave me, the skills you gave me, with the opportunity. And I knew I just had to wait. I just had to be patient, and I did. And you rewarded that.
So you were blessed.
I was, very much so.
So much so that a month after that you bought a new car, some jewelry, and a new computer.
Yes, I was blessed to be able to buy that, and I wanted to share that blessing with others for them to see how blessed I was. So I bought some things that just really, it was a testimony of your goodness, Father.
So you think the testimony of my goodness is more things that you can buy?
No, not at all. But you see, when people see me in Tiffany and with my purse and with my emerald and with all the things that I invested in, it's a testimony to what you've given me, and I greatly appreciate that. And they ask me where I got it, and I say the Father gave it to me. So really, I'm witnessing through my purchases.
Well, thanks for your thoughtfulness about witnessing through your purchases. But however, I have to tell you, when you consider that, I made everything, and the blessings that you got were for the glory of the kingdom, I am not sure how the new car, the emeralds, and the Tiffany purse glorified me. But at least you increased your tithe and your offering. You did. And you thought that through that increase, you showed your gratefulness, huh?
I did. To whom much is given, much is expected. And we sow what we reap, and I felt like I knew that you blessed me so I could sow more. And so, besides all the stuff that I bought, I knew that I wanted to invest more in what you gave me.
Well, Faith, I bless you because I love you, and because you were obedient to me as your father. That's why you were blessed. I have some plans for you, and while I want you to look good, I want you to know that the beauty that I see in you is from inside out. It's not necessarily the emeralds and the new this and the blings. Your friends and you may see beauty from outside in, but the beauty that is in you is from inside out. I want you to remember that. Let me ask you, I noticed as I leaf through this book that there were 20 days in March that were torn out. What's with those days that were torn out in March?
I thought you said you weren't going to look at those.
I'm God, but I'm not going to look at them. I'm more concerned about how do you account for that time. Those were 30 days of your life that are not accounted for.
To be honest, Father, I wasted those days in Mardi Gras after my graduation. I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to just have fun, and my friends and I went to New Orleans, and just to be honest, I don't remember a lot of those days, but
Let me ask you, those days that you tore out, what do you take away from that experience, having to tear out those pages out of your book of life?
you know, for one thing, I felt uneasy going in. I knew that maybe this wasn't the right decision. Staying there with my friends, I mean, it made it worse. The things that I got involved in, I mean, it just didn't reflect who you were in me. And I felt like I'd rather show my friends who I was and please my friends than please you. So really, I got nothing from it, to answer your question.
You know, if you think back carefully to that time, when you were planning your celebration, my spirit was leading you in a different direction, but you would not listen. I had a set of blessings for you that you missed because you took a different path.
You know, I heard you, and I heard you, and you placed songs in my heart. You reminded me of who I was in you, and I just felt like I wanted to just be free of that for a moment, just to be something different, just to have fun. And to be honest, it was just more uncomfortable than anything else.
I just hate to see you having to tear out so many pages of your life. Leafing through your book in August, I noticed that there were 5 pages that were highlighted there. What was that all about?
Oh yeah, that was my time when I was at Hibiscus House, and I chaperoned for a camp there, and I took this 12-year-old girl on. Her name was Jeanette, and she was just looking for love and, you know, support, and really a big sister, and I felt like I could be that to her. And that was just one of the great moments in my life where I had love and she needed it, and I could be that to her.
I'm excited about that time also because I remember Jeanette. She was a little orphan girl, and I remember the experience so well when you put your arms around Jeanette and you prayed with her. It was my spirit that was hugging her and that was telling her, I love you. No matter what you went through in life, no matter the abuse you had, I love you. And by you spending time with Jeanette and putting your arms around her and praying with her, she adopted you as her big sister. And, you know, that was a wonderful time in Jeanette's life.
Yeah, I remember, and you know, I wonder whatever happened to her.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you know.
Your wandering may have just been a passing thought. Did you ever try to follow up on her?
You know, we said we would keep in contact. We, you know, Facebook, whatever that means, friends. But it just kind of slipped through the cracks.
It slipped through the cracks.
But what did happen?
Well, I have to tell you, Jeanette had a lot of struggles, a lot of painful struggles that broke my heart. Jeanette became a prostitute like her mother. She had been living on the streets. The only time in her life when she felt like an angel visited her was that time you spent with her. And that breaks my heart, that my people who I send to be love, to be caring, to be peace, do not engage with the people to whom I send them. They are satisfied with short bursts of emotional juice, but they don't sustain. I need to speed this thing up, Faith, because I need to go and visit with Veronica. I have an appointment with her next. Yeah, there are a couple of other people I need to see. As I leaf through your book for September, I noticed that a couple of pages were folded. What was going on in September?
September, the truth, was just a very confusing month for me, Father. You will notice, back in August, that Stephanie and I went to a Woman That Will Lose conference in Atlanta. This was a very powerful experience. We had a great time. We came away with so much. Seeing Joyce Meyer speak, we were very just motivated and just pleased and excited to be around so many women that were just excited for you. We came away from the conference empowered, and we felt on top of the world. But then I noticed Stephanie was not returning my calls, and she stopped coming to church. After a few days, I went to her apartment and to find out what's going on, and she met me at the door, and she told me she was dealing with some things that she couldn't talk about. We were close. I don't understand. We talked about, the most intimate of things, and all of a sudden she was just creating this distance that didn't make sense.
I think it was very good that you eventually went to her home to follow up because she was not returning your calls. That was good.
Yeah.
What happened?
I left her and decided that if she needed me, she would just call me. I felt let down, but I didn't want to stay in that position. I felt rejected by my best friend. To make a long story short, she eventually told me that she was pregnant and that she's not sure what to do. Without a second thought, I was asking her, how are you pregnant and what do you mean what to do? To be honest, God, I was startled and beside myself. I think I must have told her she was a hypocrite for calling herself a Christian and she should be ashamed of herself. I told her that she was a lousy witness, and I walked away feeling terrible about how that day ended. So I just folded the pages.
You walked away and you were angry with her. Is that because she was pregnant, or because you felt that you judged her harshly?
She should have known better. We went to the same seminars. We had the same Bible. The same version. She should have known better. And then to consider abortion, really? I couldn't believe that was her. It just made me livid. And in the middle of September, she called me to tell me that she was no longer pregnant. So I knew that. She told me she had an abortion because a baby at the time was not in her plans. And when I told her she couldn't be a Christian and an abortion was not of God, and I didn't want her to call me again, and I just felt sick that we couldn't have the friendship, we couldn't have that relationship anymore.
Okay.
I felt like she disappointed me.
I see. I think I get the picture. It sounds to me that you broke off the friendship with Stephanie because she got pregnant and had an abortion. Am I correct?
That's easy, yes.
Let me ask you this, Faith. Do you think you have ever done anything that disappoints me?
I have to look to my book to verify.
Do you really have to look to your book to verify whether you have done anything to disappoint me? Okay. So the easy answer is yes. So let me ask you, when have you disappointed me that I've turned my back on you? Never. And let me assure you, it never will happen. Time and time again, I remind you that no matter what happened in New Orleans, I was there with you. No matter what happened in church, I am there with you. Wherever you are, I will be with you. Understand that. I am your God. I am in you. I'm around you. I go before you. There are times you may go your own way, but even then, I am with you. You know, when you mess up, I let you know that you are wrong. I even let you suffer the consequences, but I suffer those consequences with you. Never turning my back on you. The words that I have given you tells you to correct your erring sister, but in love. Is that what you did with Stephanie? What happened to her after that?
Well, I saw her once in the supermarket, and I tried to talk with her, but then she reminded me of everything that I had said to her, that I didn't want to speak with her ever again. And she walked away. She no longer goes to the church anymore.
Why do people who claim to follow me even have my spirit living in them believe that they are called to condemn others, yet they keep coming back to me for forgiveness? You used your emotions and mouth to condemn Stephanie when what she needed was someone to embrace her, dry her tears, and walk with her through her valley of bad decisions. It sounds like you were more concerned about your own feelings than hers. Do you think her conscience brought conviction to her about her poor choices? Yes. The conviction I bring is not for condemnation, but for her to repent and turn from her sinful ways. Let me do the conviction, and you do the correction in love. Well, Faith, thanks for spending time with me. You went through your book 2016, so now you get to write in the beginning pages of the volume 2017. How will you approach this volume 2017 differently so that you don't have to, at the end of the year, tear out so many pages?
Oh, there's no easy answer for that, but you know, as I reflect on how many pages I tore out, definitely will see people how you see them and treat them how you would have treated them, not how I feel. Our feelings are fickle. They go with the wind, and you remain. You know, we can hold to you, and you've shown yourself consistent in my life. So I'll do that more. And, you know, just get in your word, because you've shown me so much already, and I honestly look forward to what you're going to show me next.
I look forward to spending 2017 with you, to walk closer with you, for you to know more about me. I yearn for my people to learn more about me. so that they will truly be salt and light, which is what I've called them to be. We will work on this together. It would help if you spend more time reading my word. That way you would know more about me.
Yeah, but the mornings are just so early. I don't know if I can do it.
Well, I need you to study more about me. Learn more about me. I love you. I love you. We're in this for the long haul. This is not just for 1 year or 17 years. It's for eternity. Well, so now I give you back your book. I don't need to keep a copy. I know what's in there. And I look forward for you to live through the pages that I have already written on for 2017. Let me give you a hug. I love you.